Often in tests such as TOEFL and IELTS, you will be asked to write a compare and contrast essay. This style of essay shows how you can look at two ideas and compare them to find the important parts of each idea. There are certain ways to organize this type of essay, and I want to show you a few in this video. Let's learn how to write a compare and contrast essay. To compare means to take two things and show how they are similar. To contrast means to take two things and show how they are different. Usually in a compare-contrast essay, the writer is making a judgment about which is better or preferable. The aim of the essay is to show your opinion, so you need to state it clearly and then back up your opinion with examples or reasons. You should decide which aspects you're going to choose to compare or contrast. Let's talk about how to write a compare and contrast essay. The first thing you need to do is to determine the two subjects that are being compared. Then you need to brainstorm by listing all the categories that you might be able to compare. You should then divide those categories into three natural divisions. Having three ideas helps to make a well-developed essay. Then you should decide which subject is most favorable or which subject you agree with the most. After this, you want to arrange your divisions from least to greatest, starting your argument with the least important idea and finishing with your greatest or most important reason. Now that you have your main ideas, you need to write a thesis statement using those ideas. If you want help with how to write a clear thesis statement, check out the video about thesis statements. You then need to arrange the details of each body paragraph from least to greatest, and finally, write your rough draft. Let's look at a possible question that you might need to answer. Some people believe that manufacturers and supermarkets should minimize the packaging material used. However, others think that consumers should avoid heavily packaged goods. Discuss both views and give your opinion. This is a typical pattern for a question on many tests that you may need to take. The first thing you need to do is to decide what two things are being compared. In this question, the one is manufacturers and supermarkets, and the other is consumers. In this question, the first idea is that manufacturers and supermarkets should minimize packaging. The other side is that consumers should avoid heavily packaged goods. These are the two things being compared. Now that you know the two main categories, you need to try to brainstorm and find three reasons for each side of the question. Try to think of three reasons why people might think manufacturers should minimize the packaging materials, and three ideas why others think that consumers should avoid heavily packaged goods. Let's say that after brainstorming for manufacturers, you come up with these three ideas. You think that these people think manufacturers should show environmental responsibility, as well as introduce more sustainable packaging, and also help consumers make wiser choices. Then you should brainstorm and think of three reasons for the other side about the consumers. The next step is to decide what your opinion is and why. Have some reasons why you think or believe this certain way. In a compare-contrast essay, the purpose for writing is going to be to answer a question. The answer to that question is the thesis statement. The thesis statement should include your main points from your brainstorming. Let's say that you decided that you agree with the manufacturer's side. Here is a possible thesis statement. Using the 3 ideas from your brainstorming, put them into a sentence something like this. By showing environmental responsibility, introducing more sustainable packaging, and helping customers to make wiser choices, manufacturers and supermarkets can have an impact on the problem of excess packaging. This would make a very clear thesis statement that shows that you believe that manufacturers and supermarkets have the most responsibility in this problem. Now you need to choose one of these patterns to help write your essay. If you have decided that the manufacturers should be the ones who change their packaging, then you would begin with this pattern. The introduction of both sides and then your thesis statement in your first paragraph. Your next paragraph would talk about why consumers should avoid excess packaging. The next paragraph should talk about why manufacturers should reduce packaging. And finally, your opinion about why you believe manufacturers should reduce packaging. If you decide the other way, that consumers should be the ones to avoid excess packaging, then you would choose the second pattern. Here are a few vocabulary words and phrases that you can use in compare-contrast and advantages-disadvantages type essays. These words will help you to make your essay flow well.